I think in America we have a system where law and policing is systemically stacked against black people and people of color, so Latinos as well, really all ethnic minorities in this country. When you really look at the root of that, you find that there isn't enough defense for these individuals, these black and brown folks who are, usually wrongly convicted of these crimes, right? We have an industrial prison complex here in America, so we have a, pretty rampant prison system. So I really think it's important that we have individuals who are able to approach legal defense in a culturally sensitive way to really help these individuals who were wrongfully convicted, I think, or help individuals who are facing legal troubles or legal battles, help them, kind of move past that and move forward. So
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the University of Arizona podcast. Our mission here is to inspire and empower fellow students to face daily challenges with confidence and make bold and thoughtful decisions and contribute positively to their communities and personal growth. In today's episode, we'll be talking with Trey. He is a sophomore at the University of Arizona, an intern with Tucson Councilman Paul, and he is an avid community leader. Trey's leadership includes his volunteer work with the University of Arizona College Democrats, LD17 Democrats, Democrats of Greater Tucson, and the African American Democratic Party. In this episode, we will explore Trey's leadership journey and his extracurricular experiences as a student here at the University of Arizona. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch every episode. Could you please tell us what your major is, what you're doing, and what community organizations you're part of?
absolutely. Thank you guys so much for having me. I hear you guys are the hottest podcast on town, so it's a true honor to be here. I'm a sophomore at the U of A. I'm studying poli-sci right now. I'm currently involved in a club here on campus, UA College Democrats. Yeah.
Thank you for being with us here today. So, what really inspired you to get involved with LD17 Democrats?
So with LD17 specifically, I live in the district of LD17. So for everybody out there, Tucson is kind of subdivided into legislative districts. Those legislative districts have a senator and a representative at our state government. I live in LD17. I'm like right on the east corner of LD17. I had originally got involved with the district through my internship at Paul Cunningham's office. He connected me with somebody from LD17, one of the past chairs, and the individual told me that it would be a great opportunity to get involved, a good way to like kind of start my activity. And yeah, I found a great home with LD17. They're super, super nice, wonderful volunteers, wonderful LD17 family we got there. And we put in a lot of good, hard work. So I'm very, very honored to be a part of LD17.
This morning, I just learned something new from you, is that you're part of the Black Lawyers.
Aspiring Black Lawyers.
Aspiring
absolutely.
Black Lawyers.
Yeah.
So when did you discover that there is a need to start such a movement?
Well, I think in America we have a system in which law and policing is systemically stacked against black people and people of color, so Latinos as well, really all ethnic minorities in this country. But when you really look at the root of that, you find that there isn't enough defense for these individuals, these black and brown folks who are, usually wrongly convicted of these crimes, right? We have an industrial prison complex here in America, so we have a, pretty rampant prison system. So I really think it's important that we have individuals who are able to approach legal defense in a culturally sensitive way to really help these individuals who were wrongfully convicted, I think, or help individuals who are facing legal troubles or legal battles, help them, kind of move past that and move forward. So yeah, and there's a huge gap in black and brown lawyers out there. So if anything else, we just want to get some more Black people and more Mexican lawyers some jobs. So it's a really great opportunity. And I think if you are an aspiring lawyer out there, consider joining all or ABL.
Do you know the percentage of Black lawyers?
Oh my gosh, I don't know it off the top of my head. If Alex were here, he would be able to spit it immediately. But I know it is a very marginal percentage, and I think that's something that we really need to do a better job of changing. So.
Okay, so our next question for you is that you mentioned that you're interning for Tucson Councilman Paul Cunningham. What has your experience been like?
Yeah, so I'm not currently with Paul Cunningham. I did spend some time in his office this past summer, and then the summer before that, I was in there practically full time. But oh my gosh, Paul's office has been great. I've been able to have a lot of great conversations with Paul, with the councilman himself, and he's given me a lot of great knowledge. His staff in there is so amazing. They are phenomenal. They are very caring. Actually, one of his former staff members was kind of the person who got me involved politically. So big shout out to her. But yeah, I mean, I learned a lot about policy, a lot about kind of just how local politics works, bureaucracy, which is the worst thing in government. But yeah, I learned a lot about a few different things up there. So it's been a really great opportunity, and I truly am very, very thankful that I was able to spend that time in his office. So.
Was there a challenge while you were working there that you had to go through?
Yeah, I think there were a few. I think the biggest thing was I typically did constituent case aid. So I was on the phones when people were calling up about a city service, or if they had a concern, or if somebody came into the office and needed help, walk-in help, I was assisting with that. You get a lot of people who are very, very angry about a wide array of things. Some people are mad because there's a pothole on their street and their tires getting messed up, and some people call talking about how Donald Trump is cutting funds to this and this and that, and you really have to be able to kind of deal with a lot of these personalities and a lot of these high tempers often. But it's really, really great. It's really fun. I honestly, that was my favorite part of the job is having somebody come in and they're super upset, super riled up about an issue, and it's hey, calm down. We could solve this. I did a lot of, or I worked closely with his homeless outreach team. That's an issue that's very, very close to me, is our homelessness population and preventative steps to eradicate homelessness. But just being able to connect people with services, if it was housing or food assistance, or if they needed to get an ID voucher, whatever it is, that was always a really, really it was really honorable and rewarding, task to complete. So yeah, I spent a lot of time in his office, but I learned a lot, so it was really, really great.
So you're active with the University of Arizona College Democrats. So how do student political organizations at campus really help students out there? What is the main purpose of having a political organization of students at campus?
Well, I think the way I kind of like to frame it for folks is that typically there is somebody that is making a decision that is going to affect your life, and you don't have maybe the necessary knowledge or the ability to enact or affect that decision, right? I think students typically, I think they kind of overlook political activity. They think we tend to think it doesn't affect us, but I mean, I think as I mentioned earlier, when we were talking, the UA campus is in the middle of wards 5 and 6. So whatever legislation or policy that is being passed at the city council level, that's going to affect how the campus is operating or how students are living their lives in the area. I mean, to that end, you have, of course, national policies and national legislation that is passed that is going to affect you on a much broader scale. And then you have, of course, state legislation that is going to be affecting, how much funding the U of A is getting or how much funding, your public schools are getting. So if you have younger siblings that are in TUSD schools, you might be concerned that they're not getting an adequate education because their school doesn't have the right amount of funding. So you might want to do a little bit more research into that topic and gain a little bit more knowledge so you can enact and vote on the right, the right representative to, move the city and ultimately your life and your community's future forward in the right direction. So I think it really is important for everybody to get involved, register to vote, or like even just do like general research. You don't have to like be knocking doors or like joining all types of clubs or anything. Just like, educate yourself and know what's important to you, and then, fight for that.
Yeah, that's true. For sure, being active and participating in things that are affecting our communities is very important. And that's one of the reasons that keeps me motivated every day.
Great.
Like you said earlier, is that when people are making decisions, these decisions are going to affect you either in the short term or long term. And if you're not part of it, then you're not contributing to anything.
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
I just don't want to be seated and where other people are making
Yeah.
policies that will affect me for the rest of my life. So it's really good to get involved either by being a leader, or voting, or like doing research and participating in something
Absolutely.
meaningful, because even if you think it's not going to affect you, it will affect you indirectly,
100%.
or it may also affect other people, or your parents,
Yeah,
your
somebody you may
siblings,
know,
someone whom you also care about so much. So it's really very important for people to get involved, and realizing that at a very young age is so important. So what drives you to dedicate your time and your energy in so many different organizations?
Yeah. I think I have a lot of motivating factors.
Yeah.
I typically say like my two biggest are my brother and sister. I'm the oldest of three, so I have a younger brother and younger sister. I look at them every day, like when I'm dropping them off at school, and I kind of think about how they have really no knowledge of like a lot of the issues that they're facing, right? Or a lot of the issues that they're going to face later on in their life. But they're still loving life. They're enjoying themselves, right? But I know that there are going to be great challenges that they're going to have to face, whether it's based off of their skin color or their gender, or just, their class, or whatever it may be. I know that there are great challenges that they're going to have to face. And I also know that I have an ability to kind of proactively mend some of the issues that I think are going to be present in their futures, right?
Yeah.
So it's really very important for me to, show them that it's important to be politically active and politically aware. It's important for me to, lead by example for them, and it's important for me to do what I can to help, shape our community in a way that I would like to see, benefit them, later on. So they're probably my two biggest motivating factors.
I like how you're deeply involved with the college and also the community. How do you manage all your commitments?
Yeah, it gets a little tough sometimes, but I think, shout out to Shia LaBeouf, you just got to do it, man. You just really have to do it. I think, for me, it helps to really, in my mind, like picture all the goals that I have set out for like maybe the day or the week. And how I want to, and then kind of go from there and see how I want to tackle everything.